Hello everyone, my name is Alyssa Lujan and I will be doing my infomercial on psilocybin. So what is psilocybin? It is the main ingredient found in mushrooms. When it is taken, the body converts it to psilocin. What is psilocin? It's actually the chemical with the psychoactive properties. The psilocybin is actually considered a Scheduled 1 controlled substance, so it might be considered dangerous, but some doctors have actually used it to treat anxiety disorders. There are other street names for this, including magic mushrooms, shrooms, blue meanies, golden tops, and liberty caps. They are consumed for their hallucinogenic effects, hence the psychoactive properties from the psilocin. It is a natural growing mushroom, and the cap part has a greater amount of the chemical versus the stem. Be careful if you do see this in the forest because they look very similar to poisonous mushrooms. So what are the different types of forms that it comes up? To the right, you see a mushroom and it can become just as that is, or even dried up mushrooms, or synthetic types that come in tablets or capsules. And as for the experience, for people who do take it, it is quite variant because it really is inconsistent and it all depends on your body and where you are mentally. As far as the body and effects, so how long does it take for you to start feeling the hallucinogenic effects? It can take 30 minutes when eaten, or 5 to 10 minutes when taken as a tea, or even brewed in a soup. How long does the trip last? 4 to 6 hours, depending on how much you took. As for the physical effects, you might feel stomach discomfort or nausea, headaches, irregular heartbeats, such as a really rapid heartbeat that could make you feel anxious, dilated pupils, and for the mental effects, we can see that there is a change in consciousness, mood, thoughts, and perception, what people use to define their trip. Some people who have taken this have said that they experience somewhat of a spiritual awakening, as well as a distortion of time and reality, like say that they're super confused on what reality is or what time is. And there are also perceptual changes, such as enhanced senses. For some who take it, it can seem like their sight is really clear. Another mental effect includes the euphoria feeling, which is what most people expect from this. As far of the risk, you are at risk for having a bad trip, and that can have a huge come down. So what is a come down? First, it's really physically and emotionally draining. You can feel depressed from it, anxious, very sad. And tips on how to avoid a bad trip is actually doing it in a controlled environment with close friends, and honestly having a good, healthy mental state. And the consequences for, like, if you take it long term, flashbacks that can occur. So what are flashbacks? Flashbacks are when you have a previous experience where you all of a sudden you might see something distort in a way, so like a visual distortion. So that's an example of flashbacks. And it's important to know that it can be a happy or a frightening experience. Another consequence is those who have a family history of, let's say, schizophrenia or an early onset mental illness are really at risk for an adverse psychiatric reaction to psilocybin. So you have to be careful when you are taking it and based on your conditions whether or not you should take it. These are my references. I hope